What if the most powerful tool for restoring male health after 60 wasn't found in a pill bottle, but in your kitchen cabinet? Hi, I'm Dr. Kelvin. For over 30 years, I've helped men reclaim their vitality, confidence, and circulation using safe, natural strategies. And one of the most surprising remedies I've ever recommended is something most men walk past every day: baking soda. Yes, simple, ordinary baking soda. Most people use it to freshen the fridge, but when used correctly, it can help relieve joint pain, soothe the prostate, support firmer erections, calm itching in private areas, and even freshen your feet, all for just pennies per use. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to use baking soda in 5 practical, powerful ways that support male health after 60. Stay with me, because tip number 5 could change the way you think about male hygiene forever. If you're ready to take control of your health using simple tools that actually work, make sure you subscribe and tap the bell. And if this video helps you, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0. I read every response and improve based on your feedback. Let's dive in. 1. Itchy groin relief with baking soda baths. One of the most common complaints I hear from men over 60 is itching and irritation around the groin, thighs, and lower body. Like Richard, 68, who told me in a whisper, "Doc, it's driving me crazy. I've tried powders, creams. Nothing works. It's hurting my confidence, even my intimacy." This isn't just aging. It's sensitive, reactive skin crying out for balance. Here's the fix: a simple baking soda bath. Add half a cup of baking soda to warm water and soak for 15 to 20 minutes. Why it works: baking soda helps restore the skin's natural pH, reduces inflammation, and soothes irritated nerve endings, especially in delicate areas. It's gentle, fragrance-free, and far more effective than harsh creams. After just 2 soaks, Richard came back smiling. "Doc, I slept through the night. No itching. I feel like myself again." 2. Ease heartburn and bloating naturally. Let's move inside the body. As we age, digestion slows, stomach acid drops, and meals we once enjoyed leave us bloated, burning, and uncomfortable. Carl, 72, told me, "Doc, even pasta gives me heartburn now." A half teaspoon of baking soda in a glass of water can provide instant relief by neutralizing excess stomach acid without aluminum, dyes, or artificial additives. Carl tried it cautiously. A week later, no pills, no burning. I slept like a rock. Just be cautious. If you have high blood pressure or kidney issues, talk to your doctor before using it regularly. 3. Soothe aging feet and eliminate odor. Feet often suffer in silence. Dry skin, odor, itching. Most men chalk it up to aging. But baking soda can transform this, too. Dennis, 74, a retired firefighter, had cracking skin and odor he couldn't shake. Prescription creams didn't work. I gave him a simple routine: soak feet in warm water with 2 to 3 tablespoons of baking soda, 20 minutes, 3 times a week. Within a month, "Doc, it's like I have new feet. No pain, no smell, and my wife lets me put them on the couch again." Clean, odor-free feet aren't just about comfort. They help restore confidence, mobility, and even intimacy. Especially for men with diabetes or poor circulation, this small step goes a long way. 4. Clean and freshen. Dentures with confidence. Walter, 79, told me, "Doc, ever since I got dentures, my mouth doesn't feel like mine. I'm embarrassed to talk, even to kiss my wife." This loss of confidence is deeply personal, but the fix was simple. A teaspoon of baking soda in warm water creates a powerful natural soak for dentures and mouth guards. It lifts debris, kills bacteria and neutralizes odor without chemicals that sting or dry the mouth. A few weeks later, Walter said, "My wife told me I smell like myself again. That meant everything." These may seem like small tips, but they add up. When your skin feels soothed, your digestion works, your feet stop hurting, and your breath feels fresh, you move differently, sleep better, and reconnect with your body and your partner. That's what I call real medicine. Next, we'll talk about tip number 5, a use for baking soda most men have never heard of, but one that could revolutionize your comfort and confidence in the most personal way. Subscribe so you don't miss it. And remember, your body still wants to perform. You just need the right chemistry and the courage to try something simple. It's like something lifted. That's how one of my patients described the feeling after soaking his dentures in a simple solution of baking soda and warm water. It wasn't just about freshness, it was about something deeper, a return of control, of dignity, of feeling like himself again. I'm Dr. Mohit Kara, and I want to tell you something most men over 60 don't hear enough. You still deserve to feel clean, capable, and in charge of your body. Because what we're really talking about here isn't just dental hygiene, it's self-respect. When you take 1 minute to clean your dentures with something natural and effective, you're making a choice. You're saying, I still care how I show up. I still care about my health. And you should, because oral health doesn't stop at the mouth. Bacteria from the gums and tongue can enter the bloodstream, affecting your heart, your immune system, your energy, and even your mood. So, yes, soaking your dentures matters. 1 spoonful of baking soda, 1 cup of warm water, a minute of stillness, and suddenly your mouth feels like yours again, clear, clean, confident. But the power of baking soda doesn't stop at the mouth. Let's go deeper into the joints, where pain settles in silence. If you've ever woken up with your toe or ankle on fire in the middle of the night, you know what I'm talking about. Let's talk about gout and how this humble kitchen powder may help calm the storm. 5. Baking soda may help ease gout flare-ups. There's a certain kind of pain only a man who's lived through it understands. Sharp, sudden, and almost unbearable. That's gout. Harold, one of my patients, was 66, a strong man, a retired plumber, but every few months, gout would bring him to his knees. "Doc," he said, pointing to his swollen foot, "I never thought something so small could hurt this much." The root cause? A buildup of uric acid that crystallizes in the joints. Redness, heat, immense tenderness. Now, let me be clear. Medications often help and may be necessary, but Harold wanted something simple, natural, something that wouldn't add to his growing pile of pills. I told him about baking soda. Why? Because baking soda is alkaline. It may help neutralize acidity in the blood and create a less favorable environment for uric acid buildup. He started with just half a teaspoon in a glass of water, once daily at the first sign of a flare. A few days later, he felt the shift. The swelling eased. The pressure faded. He could walk again. Now it didn't cure his gout, but it gave him something just as valuable, a sense of agency. "You gave me more than a remedy," he later told me. "You gave me a way to feel like myself again." That's the quiet power of something simple. Just remember, baking soda contains sodium. So if you have high blood pressure, kidney issues, or are on a sodium-restricted diet, always consult your doctor first. But for many men, used responsibly, it becomes a trusted ally, not just for pain relief, but for the emotional boost that comes from helping yourself. And while gout can hit hard and fast, There's another type of discomfort that creeps in slowly and wears you down from the inside out. 6. Eases mild urinary discomfort. This is something men rarely talk about. That burning sensation when you urinate, that pressure in the lower belly, the feeling that no matter how many times you go, it's never quite enough. George, 70, came into my office one afternoon, tired, frustrated, and embarrassed. Doc, it stings every time I pee. I always feel like I have to go, but barely anything comes out. It's driving me crazy. His story is more common than most realize. Whether from an aging prostate, chronic irritation, or long-term medication use, urinary discomfort becomes a quiet burden. Now, for anything serious or prolonged, of course, get checked by your doctor. But for mild irritation or low-grade inflammation, a surprising number of men have found relief from one small adjustment. Half a teaspoon of baking soda, dissolved in water, once or twice a day for a few days. Why? Because it helps neutralize acidity in the urine. And when urine becomes less acidic, the burn often fades. George was hesitant, but he tried it. By the second day, he called my office. Doc, it's not completely gone, but I'm not afraid to go to the bathroom anymore. And that changed everything. He slept better, moved more during the day. He wasn't on edge all the time. That's the kind of peace that matters. Again, this isn't a cure for infections, but for those times when the discomfort is mild and persistent, it offers relief that feels natural, immediate, and clean. More importantly, it sends a message that you're still listening to your body, that you're not giving in to pain or ignoring warning signs, that you're still in charge. 7. Soothes painful canker. Sores gently and naturally. It starts as a tiny sore, inside your cheek, on your gums, maybe under your tongue. But soon it takes over everything. Talking hurts. Eating becomes painful. Even a sip of warm coffee feels like fire. It's not life-threatening, but it robs you of comfort, of peace. And if your mouth is already dry or sensitive, as it often is with age, these little sores feel even worse. Alan was 71 when he brought it up to me. We were checking in about his joint pain, but I could tell something else was on his mind. Doc, he said quietly, I can't eat without wincing. There's this sore in my mouth that just won't go away. I brush, I rinse, nothing helps. I knew exactly what he meant. Canker sores, small but painful ulcers, are common in men over 60. They're often triggered by stress, immune changes, or small injuries inside the mouth, but they also tend to heal slower with age. And unfortunately, most commercial rinses sting or irritate already sensitive tissues. That's why I suggested something simple: baking soda. Not a paste, not a scrub. Just half a teaspoon of baking soda in a small glass of warm water. Swish it gently around the mouth, 2 to 3 times a day. Alan was skeptical, but a few days later, he called back. Doc, the sore's shrinking. I can eat again without pain. I even enjoyed a sandwich today. First time in a week. Why does it work? Because baking soda is a mild alkaline compound. It neutralizes excess acidity in the mouth, helping reduce inflammation without irritating healthy tissue. It doesn't burn, it doesn't dry out your gums. It just soothes. But more than that, it gives something else back: ease. When your mouth hurts, you pull back from food, from conversation, from joy. But when that pain fades, even a little, you feel more like yourself again. I've shared this rinse with dozens of men, and over, I get the same response. Not just gratitude, but relief, because it reminds them they're not powerless, that healing doesn't always require a pharmacy. Sometimes the best remedy is already in the cabinet, quiet, familiar, and powerful in its own way. As Alan said, it wasn't just the sore that healed, it was my mood, my appetite, my sense of control. 8. The quiet power of simple things, a senior's path to gentle healing. After decades in medicine, I've come to believe something deeply. Real healing often begins with something quiet, not with the latest breakthrough, not with another bottle of pills, but with something you already know, something that's been sitting on the shelf all along. Baking soda is not a miracle cure, but used wisely, it can help you feel better in the places that matter most: your skin, your joints, your stomach, your mouth, your dignity. Let's take a moment and remember what we've discovered together. A baking soda bath can soothe itchy, aging skin, especially in sensitive areas like the groin, bringing comfort, rest, and confidence back into your life. Just half a teaspoon in water can calm heartburn or indigestion, letting you enjoy your meals again without fear. That same dose may help ease the pain of a gout flare, giving you the power to move without wincing. A foot soak can reduce odor, inflammation, and cracking, restoring freshness and self-respect every time you step forward. Dentures and oral appliances soaked in baking soda feel clean, fresh, and comfortable, without chemicals that burn or sting. A simple rinse may help ease urinary discomfort, helping you sleep better and move through your day without hesitation. And finally, a gentle mouth rinse can ease the sting of a canker sore, bringing back the joy of eating, laughing, and speaking again. Individually, these may seem small, but together they are powerful. Because when your body starts to feel better, your mind follows. You stop bracing for pain. You sleep more peacefully. You walk taller. You smile easier. These aren't just medical results, they're human ones. I think of the men I've treated, stoic, quiet, used to enduring discomfort. And then, after something as small as a foot soak or a baking soda rinse, they come back lighter, not younger, not invincible, but more comfortable, more present, more themselves. That's the quiet magic of using the right tool at the right time. A tool that isn't expensive, that doesn't complicate your body, that respects it. That's why I continue to recommend baking soda. Not as a gimmick, not as a cure-all, but as a companion, a reminder that your health still matters, that your comfort still matters, that you still matter. Aging doesn't mean giving up. It means listening closer, being gentler, choosing actions that honor what your body has carried you through. So next time you see that little orange box in your cupboard, don't just see a cleaning product. See possibility, see power, see a way to take back control of the small moments that make up your life. Maybe it's a soak after a long day. Maybe it's easing digestion after dinner. Maybe it's a quiet moment of relief in the middle of the night. Whatever it is, you now have a tool. Simple, natural, yours. And sometimes, that's all a man really needs to feel strong again. If even one of these tips brought you comfort, I hope you'll take a moment to reflect. Small things matter, and if you know a man who needs relief, needs strength, or just needs to remember that his body still deserves respect, share this with him. Because healing isn't about doing everything. It's about doing what works, consistently, patiently, and with care. I'm Dr. Mohit Kara. Thank you for joining me, and until next time, keep listening to your body, because it's still listening to you.